Thanks for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Kelsey Anderson. Now to your top 11 stories at 11 o'clock. Major backups on the connector this morning. Traffic was reduced to just one lane before hitting downtown Boise. Idaho State Police dispatchers say there was an issue with the bridge maintenance project past Cole Road. The Idaho Transportation Department has not returned our calls asking if that problem has been fixed. Residents in Meridian this morning called 911 after smelling gas in their neighborhood. Fire crews say a contractor hit a small gas line. This happened near the corner of Talon and Seguro Hills Avenue. The line wasn't completely cut in half, but was under a lot of pressure. Firefighters say it was a good thing the line wasn't bigger.
Bigger mains they present big problems. So we've had a couple. We've got some big lines that run. For example, like next to Eagle Road, we've had a few issues out there with contractors that have hit those. Those are 6-inch mains, and those present a huge hazard because of the amount of gas that gets out of that line. We have to evacuate bigger areas than what we do typically within a subdivision like this.
There were no evacuations this morning, and crews expected to have that line fixed within the hour. Big changes to an organization more than 100 years old. The Boy Scouts of America are now allowing gay troop leaders, and Treasure Valley residents sounded off about the decision on our media partner 670 KBOI Radio.
I think it's going to affect the desire of some religious troops, including my own religion, to actually stay a part of Boy Scouts.
Now that they're not such a big organization, I would be more inclined to let my kids in there.
Several churches in the area also weighed in. The lead pastor at the Cathedral of the Rockies says the church supports the Boy Scouts' decision, but the LDS Church released a statement saying, quote, "The admission of openly gay leaders is inconsistent with the doctrines of the church." Investigators are working to find out who sent suspicious packages to a number of government buildings across Oregon. This video is from Medford, but this scene played out statewide. Investigators won't say how many buildings were targeted or how many packages were sent. Those packages have been turned over to the FBI. And in Twin Falls, 2 men are behind bars facing first-degree murder charges. Jacob Marshall was arrested at the scene on Saturday. Jerry Kimball turned himself in last night. Police are calling this a Craigslist sale gone bad. They say Kimball and Marshall went to a house to look at a car and then shot 2 people inside that home. One of the men inside died from his injuries. A former teacher in Caldwell will spend 11.5 years in prison for sexual battery of a minor child, 16 to 17 years old. 24-year-old Casey Dick was arrested this past February in Caldwell. The Caldwell Police Department says he had an inappropriate sexual relationship with an underage female student. That was at Centennial Baptist Church. Officers say Dick also exchanged inappropriate photos with numerous underage victims. Well, it took decades to plan, but there's a new stretch of the Greenbelt coming to downtown Boise. The new concrete will run 3/4 of a mile along the south side from the Riverside Inn to Julia Davis Park.
There's a stretch along the south side of the river between Ann Morrison Park and Joe's Crab Shack there along Main Street that doesn't have a section of Greenbelt. So this is to complete that section, including the tunnels underneath of those right-of-ways.
The price tag for the 3/4 of a mile project will come in at $3.4 million. City Council has to approve the plan and with ACHD, and if they give the thumbs up, it is expected to be completed sometime in 2016. Boise City leaders also want to add more land to a purchase they've already okayed. If you'll recall, they recently approved buying 160 acres in the foothills from the Idaho Humane Society. Well, now they want to buy an extra 40 acres for $60,000. City leaders will vote on that land purchase tomorrow at noon. A prison worker has pled guilty to smuggling hacksaw blades into an upstate New York prison for 2 killers who broke out. Joyce Mitchell cried as she pleaded guilty to first-degree promoting prison contraband and misdemeanor 4th-degree criminal facilitation. Richard Matt and David Sweat were on the run for more than 3 weeks. More than 1,300 federal, state, and local law enforcement officers were involved in a massive manhunt to find them. And history is being made in Glendale, Arizona. This woman right here, Jen Welter, is believed to be the first female NFL coach. She'll take the field this summer for the Arizona Cardinals as a training camp intern. We'll have highlights of Welter's life and what led her to this position coming up in just minutes. And it's a big week for the Basque Block. The Hyaldi Festival starts tonight. The Basque Block will hold its welcome events today and tomorrow, featuring food and drink along with strolling musicians. And then at 7 p.m., Basque musician Kepa Hunkera will live stream his concert from Bilbao. That show will stream on the big screen at the Basque Block and at hyaldi.com.